you know. So, but if we have you know, like Puente or Asueto, well, then we do take off the class. Answering your question is, it's up to you. If you say, you know what, we want vacations, then we stop. No problem. Okay?
Thank you.
Nothing you. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Normal broadcast. What? I can't share my screen. Huh. I mean, I can share, but it's not, okay, hold on. All right. Man. I'm gonna leave Azucena as a host. And let me see if I can, if I log out and log in again, I can do it, okay?
Okay, no problem.
No? It won't let me.
Because for a hostess, you can commonly you can share. It's a little bit strange.
No, it's just something happened with, I don't know if it's my Zoom, my computer. I can share the PowerPoint presentation.
But don't you wanna like turn off your computer and turn it on again? Like
Yeah, maybe that's right. Maybe, let me see, let me, okay, so let me try to do it, okay?
yes, I have been doing that ultimately. It has happened to me a few times the last weeks. I don't know if Zoom is having problems or what.
He just left.
Yes. So you started since last week, right, Susana?
Me? No, I've been here 4 months.
How much?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah, since April. No, yeah, April, May, June. No, March. Since March.
So I have been distracted because I saw you in the video of the last week because I was sick the last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you in the video, but I don't remember that I see you. Oh, I started last month. I have just 1 month.
Oh, really?
Yes, I just started. But I think I was not paying attention to the students, to my partners.
It's kind of weird, this mode, like virtual mode. It doesn't make you like socialize or something like that. It's common.
It's very, very different.
Yeah, I know.
I think adults can learn
Better.
if you concentrate. If you concentrate as an adult, you can learn almost like if you were in the
There you go.
school, you know,
It actually worked.
present. Yes, excellent.
Hello.
So let me just share it. Huh. How about that? So Zoom does have mistakes. Okay, anyways. Alrighty. So welcome back. and I'm sorry about the lateness because anyways, I was I couldn't make it, okay? But I'm here already. All right, so today's class is about planning your classes. It's a very important class or a topic about planning your classes because what do you think? Why is it important to prepare? I'd like to hear your input. Yes, Azucena?
Yeah. Basically, preparing your class is the key to success.
Very good.
Because you have to have plan B, plan C, plan D, because there are many issues that can happen in a class.
Exactly. Very good in answering. Now, we all agree that preparing for a class is important, correct? Now, it's very important, and that we're going to discuss that during the class, two things. Number one, how to prepare, you know, and secondly, why is important always remembering to prepare. Let me put it this way. Maybe I ask Azucena, okay, girl, tomorrow prepare a class or give a class for present continuous. And Azucena is like, present continuous. I breakfast present continuous, you know? So and then Azucena becomes overconfident. It's actually common, eh? I'm not saying an exception. It's very common among teachers. That's what you need to avoid. And we're going to explain why, okay? All right, so lesson planning and integrated skills. A little bit of theory of introduction. We're going to talk about the two types of approaches or instructions, right? Or teaching among English classes. From one hand, let me see, where's my, yes, from one hand, we have the segregated skill instruction. Can you read this, Karen?
Yes. Segregated skill instruction. The mastery of a single skill is the key to success learning. Is traditional ESL programs.
Very good. So, in other words, the traditional teachers, they focus only on one skill, parentheses. In order for a person to say that he speaks a language, she or he needs to master 4 basic skills, which are, yes, Azucena?
Sorry, I'm so geek. Reading, listening, reading, listening, speaking, and reading, listening, speaking, and
Oh my Lord in heaven.
Oh my God, wait. Reading, listening, speaking, and I don't remember.
Oh my Lord, writing.
Writing, yes, because I forget that because it's so annoying to grade.
Okay, so in order to a person to master as or to master a language, she needs to or he needs to talk, speak, or master the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, now 2 are passive and 2 are active. In other words, to receive information and to produce information. Okay. By deduction, which one is the one? Which ones are the ones with you receive information?
Listening and reading.
Listening and what?
Reading.
Reading. Very good. So you receive information, right? And then producing, well, that's obviously speaking and writing. Writing is a form of producing language. Yeah, lady. Yeah, lady. So that's why many people say, pues es que yo lo leo y lo entiendo, pero no lo hablo. Pues es que yo lo escucho y pues yo entiendo las canciones, pero no sé cómo escribirlo. Have you heard those? Yeah, lots of them. That's because that's normal. Okay, that's actually normal because that's actually how we learned Spanish. We listened and we read, and then we learn how to speak and or write. Correct? So that means that that person is more practicing. So far so good. So 4 skills. However, the traditional teachers, like the Karen just read, only focus on 1. That's why many students go through elementary, junior high, junior college, and they don't speak English. They are still in stupid basic 1. They are really good at reading, really good at listening, but they suck at speaking because that teacher only, or those teachers only focus on 1 skill. Ya sabes, típico maestro de secundaria. A ver, chavos, copien estas oraciones. O a ver, abran su workbook, page 56, exercises 1 to 12, y me despiertan cuando terminen. Am I inventing? Am I making it up? No, it does happen. Yes, Gabi.
Excuse me, teacher. My son's teacher says, for example, all the class we are going to learn vocabulary only, and all the class he says, give me the translation of is a list of 20 verbs, for example, but not speak English at all.
Exactly. That's my point, Gabi. And it's not deception, eh? Really, it's sad to say, but it's not deception. And you don't speak English at the end of the day, as a student. All right. Okay. So, what do we need to do then? What is the idea? Well, integrated skill instruction. Can you read this? ¿Quién está aquí? Vamos a ver. Anaí?
Yes.
Can you read it?
Exposes students to authentic language, focusing on the integrations of the 4 basic skills. English becomes a real means of interactions among people, rather than just an object of academic interest.
Very good. In other words, when we are teaching English in an English class, ojo, English class, our goal is that in every class, and let me repeat again, in every class, you will include activities that involve the four skills. As a must. Now, some classes, one skill will be predominant than the other. I give an example. It's Saturday morning and you need to teach 10 to 11 a reading class about the evolution of insects. Okay? Which one is the skill to master? Obviously. If it's a reading class, which skill is more predominant? It's a tricky question. The answer is obvious.
Reading.
Yeah, reading, that's the predominant. However, you may include, check it out, you may include the audio for the reading, so then it's listening. You may include a conversation task like we did last week among your students about what do they think about ladybugs. Bam, that's speaking activity. And then maybe an essay of 100 words about your opinion. See my point? Reading predominant, but you still manage to include all the other skills. That's the point. Maybe you have a listening class. Well, then listening is your predominant skill in that class, in that particular class. But then you would include all other activities that involve the other skills. So then you have integrated all the skills. Am I making myself clear? Okay, so this is very important, teachers, because we tend to forget. Don't forget that. Every class you should, no, let me rephrase it. You must include the 4 skills. All right, now, and there is, this one is 2 types of instructions, the content-based and the task-based instruction. Okay, can you read the content-based, Azucena?
Wait, let me. Content base. Uy. I just see half of the square of the.
Or the little, or the
okay.
little square?
No, I get it. I get it. Content-based instruction, communicative approach through academic subjects, focused on the content rather than the form.
Okay, so content-based, it's the classes, the English classes for the so-called bilingual schools. Which, by the way, is not the correct term, eh? The correct term is bicultural, but that's a whole different story. It's for another class. So when you're teaching history in English, when you're teaching chemistry in English, when you're teaching math in English, it's content-based. So then you as a teacher, you are more concerned that students learn the dates of the history class rather than the grammar. Do you agree? Okay, good. So we are not going to worry about that. Because if you're hired to bilingual school and you teach history, is because you are an English teacher and a lawyer or a historian or you know, something else, which is fine. If you do, that's fine. But it's not English classes per se. Do you agree? So what are the English classes? The English classes is task-based instruction. Can you read that? Gabi, you hear? Yes, Gabi. But your audio, Gabi.
Thanks, excuse me. Text-based instruction, communicative and controlled task focus on the meaning of the language rather than the content being used.
Very good. So, and this is what we know as English classes. I'll give you a comparison. In the content-based, you're teaching chemistry or biology in English. So you have a reading of the evolution of insects, okay? So what is your concern in the content-based, Azucena? You're teaching biology English, biology class.
Sorry. If I'm teaching biology, the content.
In a reading for evolution of insects.
Okay, I need my students to learn about the characteristics of insects rather than reading well or reading with fluency. Or
do you care about the grammar?
No way, no.
Do you care about if it's academic or casual or no, right?
No.
Okay. In the task-based instruction, maybe it's the same reading, the evolution of insects, but then your concern is different. You will be more concerned about circle the verbs and past. Underline the adjectives. Double underline the condition. I don't know. See my point? Two different approach, because you don't care about the evolution of insects. You care about a student to learn English, grammar English, vocabulary, phonetics, etc., etc., etc. Okay, see the difference? All right, so we're going to focus on the task-based instruction, okay, which is actually our main. Our main. Okay, good. Now, so what do we do, or how we integrate the skills? Learn point number one, Anaí.
Learn more about the various ways to integrate language skills in the classroom.
Very good. So you may be the super teacher, but never stop learning. For real. You actually need to learn every time you, every once a time, okay? Number two, Azucena.
Evaluate your students' current approach to language skills.
Am I being traditionalist? It's a very important question, teachers, really. And let me tell you why. Let me explain why. It's very easy. I mean, it's very easy, and it's the easiest way, the most comfortable way. Just walk into the classroom or on Zoom or internet and write the sentences, copy in your class and your notebook, translate the sentences or complete the sentences. So
that sounds horrible.
It does happen, Azucena.
Like writing the sentences and then translate them?
It does happen. I've seen it. I've been a coordinator for more than 12 years. Different schools, different institutions. It does happen, for real. Even to good teachers. Maybe Azucena had a bad dream about Gat Galliot and she's all depressed and she doesn't want to go to the classroom, and but she has to, because she has to, you know, tiene esa necesidad que algunos no tenemos de comer. So she needs to work, but she doesn't want to. So what's the easiest thing to do, Azucena?
So that is why you need a plan.
Exactly. Exactly. Because it's the easiest way, you know?
Mhm.
So, also maybe Karen, I don't know if you're married, Karen, but no, you're not married, okay. So boyfriend? Tampoco? Okay, okay. Maybe your best friend?
Happy girl. That's a happy girl.
Exactly. Maybe your BFF, you got into a fight and then you don't feel like it, but you have to because, ya sabes, tienes algo raro que se llama hambre. So you have to work. So the easiest way is to just walk into the classroom, read these, answer these questions, and you let me know when you finish. So, no, always evaluate how you're approaching your students as far as skills. Are they taking advantage of all the skills? Do you have enough speaking activities or exercises? Do you have a listening exercise, etc., etc., etc.? Okay, next one, Gabi.
Thank teacher. I have a comment.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
In this point, this is when they participate, is to give them a score to motivate them.
You can do that. You can have what I do, depending on the group, okay, depending on the age, but I do a happy face and sad face code, no?
Okay, thanks, teacher.
If you have 4 sad faces, you need to dance. I don't know. And adults love that, eh? They love that. They want to see their happy faces.
Okay, thanks, teacher.
No problem. Can you read the third point, please? Gabi?
Of course. Evaluate your students' current approach.
No, that's the second one, the third.
At second one.
No, the next one.
Okay, choose instruction materials, textbooks, and technologies that promote this integration.
Very good. Normally, teachers, the new systems or the new books, they are really good at it. No, they have. You can maybe who's currently teaching here? I don't know. Maybe Azucena. You have the student's book. The student has the student book, and the page has the vocabulary, grammar, and then it has reading, and then it has audio, and then it has talk about. So the new program actually integrates the instruction. And remember, can you read that, Laura, are you here? Where it says remember, please?
Yes, and good morning. I'm sorry that I'm late.
No worries. Yo estaba temprano, pero todos llegaron tarde. O sea, no sabes.
I got out of work at 3 a.m. last night, so sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries.
So it says, remember, even if a course is labeled according to just one skill, it is possible to be creative and design tasks for other skills.
Very good. Even if you work for well, I don't want to say names of the school, but for example, Kipling. Kipling has, ya sabes, Tuesday grammar, Thursday reading, Wednesday listening. For me, that's really stupid, okay? And let me tell you why, because they want to copy the American way to teach English in United States. And we discussed that last week. It's way different to teach English in United States than teach English in Mexico, right? But anyways, that's their system. Es más una escuela capitalista que académica, bla, 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 bla. Y digo, los quiero mucho porque fueron mis clientes muchos años, pero that's the way they do. So I told my teachers, if you're forced to have Tuesday grammar, do that because you have to eat. But integrate activities that have maybe reading, maybe listening, maybe speaking, so you can actually integrate small activities that promote the other skills. Do you agree? Cool. And finally, the last one, teach language learning strategies and emphasize their importance. Very good. All right, so let's go into now the practical way. When writing a lesson plan. All right, a lesson plan, by the way, let me tell you this for a moment before I give you, yes, okay. Okay, everybody can see my whiteboard? Okay, so a lesson plan, this is a timeline. Bueno, con mucha imaginación, this is a really cool timeline, okay? No, hombre, mi pulso, Dios mío. Anyways, this is 0 minute, and this is 60 minute, okay? According to the gurus, it should be 55 para darte 5 minutos de gracia. 55 minutes. Okay, es una timeline de 1 hour. Yes? All right. We're going to call this lesson plan for a class. ¿Qué significa esto? Lesson plan for a class. Okay. So what is this? Maybe, let me tell you this. Maybe Karen has on Saturday a group of 3 hours. 10 to 1. Okay? How many lesson plans then should Karen have? Karen? Oh, Karen left.
Harrison, what did you say? She has a class of 3 hours on Saturday?
Yes, let me put it this way.
And the question is, how many lesson plans should she
Yes.
have?
Yes.
One. She should have one.
If it is three lessons, 3 hours, so it'll be three classes.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Who said that? Laura, thank you. Excellent. Wait a minute. My dog is getting crazy. Yeah, Mamba. Somebody came and it's crazy. Yes, Azucena and everybody. According to the gurus of teaching, a lesson plan shouldn't be longer than a 60-minute plan. In fact, most of them agree that it should be 55, so give you 5 minutes, for a joker, or maybe you ran out of time or whatever. So when you're planning your classes, it should be 55 or 1 hour class. If you have 3 hours, then it's 3 lesson plans. And there is a reason for it. Let me explain what is this a reason. Here. Your class is going to start, Your class is going to be divided into 4 stages. You start here. Let me put it this way. You start here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is the graphic of your class. This is stage 1, This is a stage 2. Ahorita le vamos a dar nombres, ¿eh? Ahí se me salió rápido. 2. And this is a stage 3 and stage 4. Mamba, ya. Mamba, ven. Ven, Mamba. Ya ven. Ven, Mamba. Mamba, ven. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so if it's 4 stages, the graphic should be así, luego más arriba, arriba, hasta arriba y luego abajo. By deduction, Azucena, if you're listening to a class or a lecture that is lineal, el tono de voz, las actividades, ¿qué pasaría a la hora o a la media hora?
It would be so boring that nobody would pay attention and everybody would be like sleeping or yes, whatever.
Texting and watching porn or whatever, Facebooking. Gaby, you raise your hand.
Yes, of course, they will not pay attention anything for us.
Excellent.
And I will not learn anything about English.
Excellent. So, what do you think, teachers, it would happen if you only have one lesson plan for 3 hours?
They would all be sleeping.
Yeah, a 3-hour class must be active. I mean, all classes must be active, but if you have a class of 3 hours, it must be active. And yeah, I agree on planning 3 lesson plans for this class.
Good. Gaby, you raise your hand.
For me, it's the same. It's boring. They don't pay attention. They don't learn English. That's right. Is not good to do that.
Thank you. In fact, we're going to discuss that in a moment. The stages and the lesson plan and 1 hour lesson plan, excuse me, have different levels of challenging. Parentheses. This is for everybody. Parentheses. The challenge in your classes always need to challenge your students. Yes or no? O sea, siempre. Y si no los retas, no van a aprender, no van a hacer nada. Okay, now, the stage number 1 is a low challenge activity. Then the stage number 2 is called medium challenge. Stage number 3 is high challenge. And then stage number 4 is low challenge. Cuando termina así, okay, we're going to see that in a moment. All right, so far so good. So we agree that if it's 3 or 4 hours, same group, 3 or 4 lesson plans. No questions about it. All right, let me go back and share. Somebody call. Can you open? Sí. Sí, Anaí, voy. I forgot.
Thank you.
Es que te voy a dar la cuenta, pero bueno, ya ahorita te la... No sabes cuál es el... A ver. Es que Anaí me está dando clases de niños. ¿Me acuerdas? Mamba, Mamba, ven para acá. ¿Me acuerdas ahorita, Anaí, de darte el usuario y la contraseña para que tú lo abras directamente, ¿va?
Okay, thank you.
All right, it's on. Ready, Anaí? Wait a minute, okay. Mamba, ya. Son vecinos. Sheesh. Okay, so now that we agree, that everybody agrees that 1 hour, 1 lesson plan. Now the question is, what are the elements? What are the elements of a lesson plan, of a 60-minute plan? Okay? And we have some. Number 1, a main topic. What is the main topic, Susana?
What is a main topic?
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
A main topic. Choose only one main ESL topic, prepositions of place, modal verbs, etc., regardless of the time assigned for the session.
Very good. So it's a 60-minute class. You must have one main topic, only one. Present continuous affirmative. No present continuous affirmative and negative question form. No, only one main topic. And then you have objectives. Gabby, can you read objectives?
Objective. Since a lesson plan cannot cover every aspect of an ASL topic, you should limit the scope to the session through the writing of 2 to 5 specific objectives.
Very good. Main topic, present continuous affirmative. Objectives. Students practice ing forms. That's number 1. Number 2, students practice vocabulary of beach. Sí, es el topic. No? Number 3, the students practice the to be auxiliary. I am, you are, excuse me, am, are, or is. Main topic, maybe 3 or 4 subtopics or objectives in your class. And then the study. Who's here? Laura, can you read study, please?
Study. The study part can be the step the teacher carries out to teach the lesson. The study. It could be grammar section or even a short presentation by the teacher.
Very good. Now, in this part, it's the part where you want, what do you want your students to learn? Following the same example, present continuous, well, then the grammar, the structure, the rules, that's the study part. And then the study activities is the, Gaby.
Thanks. Most of time should be devoted to this section. It's a series of exercises where the students practice the topic of the study part, e.g. clothes, exercise, games, writing, etc.
Very good. Excellent. So you give what you want the students to learn. Present continuous, the structure, and then you have the activities. Complete the sentence. Complete the sentences. Following the same, follow the story. All the activities that the students do, it's for practicing whatever you have taught them. Very good. Now, evaluation. Azucena.
Sure. The evaluation. The drills performed in this step depend on many class factors: format, length, topic, number of students, but it could be a written quiz or even a communicative activity.
The evaluation, ojo, no tienes que decirle a los alumnos, this is an evaluation for you. So to see if your students actually learn whatever you want them to learn. So it's actually transformed into this. This is the sequence or the stages of a lesson plan. The warm-up, no more than 8 minutes long. Don't go further on the vocabulary that we have learned. Then the vocabulary presentation, 5 to 7 minutes long. Then the main presentation, 5 to 15, maybe 20 minutes long. And then the follow-up or the consolidation is actually what your students have applied or apply whatever they have learned. Okay, let's analyze one and each one of those. Okay, it's 11:10. You want to take a pee break? Yes. Okay. Well, it's 11:05. Sorry. So 11:05. Meet back again at 11:20.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
So see you here 11:20.
Thank you, Gerson. Sorry that I have some issues with my connection.
No worries.
But,
no worries.
But I will catch up that 10 minutes in the YouTube presentation later.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So
See you in
11:20.
11:20. Thank you. See you later.
Ready, guys? So I found a presentation with a little bit more, or more explanation, well explained, or more elaborate the explanation. Okay. So let me just open it. Okay, cool. All righty. Cool. So here it is. Can you see my screen? Not if you see it. Yeah, okay, cool. So these are the stages of the lesson plan. Warm up, vocabulary, main presentation, the follow-up, or in another books, the consolidation. Different books, different terminology, the wrap up, the kick off, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. The warm up, the vocabulary, presentation, and the follow-up or the presentation. We're gonna start with the warm up, okay? Why is it important to warm up? Let me see, who works out here? Who goes to the gym and things like that? I do that, or believe it or not, but I just go for the chisme, honestly. Yes, Karen.
Well, I used to go to the gym and a long time ago, but warm up is very important because if you warm up, you didn't get hurt, and that's important because you're prepared for the exercise that you're gonna do. So your body is prepared. So when you are talking about warm up in English, it's like prepare your brain for what's coming, and it's going to be easier to you to learn what you are studying. And well, that's why I think it's important to warm up. And also because when you come to the class, you're thinking in Spanish, and the warm up makes you like change your chip and move forward to English.
Exactly. The warm up prepares your students. So it's way different. Don't be like the Kool-Aid teacher, ¿sabes? No, walk into the classroom. Muy bien, chavos. Buenos días. Good morning. Today is present continuous. Would actually be preparing your students for the class? No. They might pay attention because you're the teacher, but they're not going to learn anything. Okay, so it's short. It motivates your students to learn. Letter B, it changes their mind from Spanish to English. Recycle something previously learned. No more than 8 minutes. Actually, it's 5 minutes. And recycle past topics. What are some of the activities? Well, the number one activity for the warm-up is eliciting. You know now what is eliciting, right? Eliciting is asking questions to obtain the interest of a certain topic. You raise your hand, Karen, or was it before? Okay. All right. So, for example, if it's present continuous, the teacher walks into the classroom. Okay, guys, good morning. Tell me, Azucena, what is your favorite place for vacation? No, leave it.
Anywhere but home.
All right, very good. So Gabby, what is your favorite place for vacation?
My favorite place for vacation is go to the Janitzio. For me, it's a good and very wonderful place.
Very good. Laura, what is your favorite place for vacation?
The best place for vacations for me is go to see my parents, to spend time with my parents in Guanajuato.
Oh, okay, all right. See what I'm doing? That's eliciting. I'm asking questions to draw your attention. Okay. Then I would do a vocabulary presentation. New words. Students need to know new words, right? It shouldn't be less than 5, no more than 7. And this is very important because the human mind is amazing. If you give 3 new words, 2 new words, the human mind says it's not really important. So they don't register. Or if it's more than 7, the human mind says it's too much. Remember, this is a lesson plan for 1 hour. If you have a group of 2 hours, then you would teach another set of vocabulary. All right, okay. So it should be presented with the drills, the mechanical drills, a mechanical drill, etc. And no more than 8 minutes, and it should, very important, should remain visible to your class. Why is it important that a new word should be visible for the class, the rest of the 1 hour class? What do you think is important? Yes, Azucena.
So they can have a reference.
And you can even point to it. You know, if it's physical, well, you point physically, or if it's in the online, where you have the errors and stuff. When a student can practice it. Very good. Now, the main presentation, is with the study part of the class, okay? What do you want your students to learn? Maybe it's a grammar presentation, it's a video class, it's a listening class, a reading class, etc., etc. It's about 25 minutes long. And if it's a grammar, you would do, remember the 3 drills, the mechanical, semi-mechanical, and critical thinking. You would do the structure, the sentences, the fill in the blanks, the complete the sentence. Okay?
Let me ask you one thing.
Yes.
I'm sorry, as a teacher, when you're doing all this presentation or all this plan or lesson, do you have to create everything, everything that the students have to do? As an example, you have to create all the questions and leave the blank spaces so they can fill it out. Is that?
Well, yes and no. Yes, if it's for example, Anna, you're a product of Anna. Anna is very creative, and she does it. But also in the books you can find them. You know, in the students' book, and they would have the exercises. So yes, you would provide them, and no, you may not do it from scratch because you might have it in the students' book, or in the program that you're following. It much depend on the program or the school that you're working on, or you're working in.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And then finally, the follow-up or the consolidation, it's where actually students practice what they have learned, and it's a conversation activity. All right. It's a conversation activity. What do they want? Excuse me. Practice in pairs, etc., etc. All right. Let me do this. Okay. Okay. So now, for practicing, let me see. We have one. Here's one. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe. Okay, let's see. An open. So room number 1, it should be Arturo and Cindy because they're not. And then room number 2, maybe Karen and Azucena. And room number 3, Gabi and Laura. Now, what are we going to do? I'm going to be sending you over the WhatsApp a picture of a unit of a student's book, okay? Then you need to develop in pairs your lesson plan for 1 hour based on the, the book that I'm sending you. All right? Yes? All right, so let me open the rooms. And let me also, I'm gonna make everyone able to share. All participant. Okay, let me now do them. Oh, fuck it.